CBC, British Columbia.
Hi, this is Mick, and you're watching Good Rockin' Tonight.
I heard the news. There's good rockin' tonight.
Tonight, Bryan Adams, Huey Lewis in the news, Billy Idol, Spandau Ballet, Tina Turner, The Fix, Kiss, the Thompson Twins, Yes, Eddy Grant, Twisted Sister, Corey Hart, The Pretenders, Culture Club, Platinum Blonde, Northern Lights, Ozzy Osbourne, Tears for Fears, Duran, Hall & Oates, all that, Rock Wars from St. John's, and much, much more on the 100th edition of Good Rockin' Tonight. I'm coming. Oh, why do you show stuff like that? That's incredible. That was for Lourdes Silva in Vancouver, who wanted to see it just one more time. Well, how time flies when you're having fun. I'm Terry David Mulligan. If you can't recognize me from the outfit, this is the 100th show of Good Rockin' Tonight. When we asked for your suggestions for tonight's show, almost all of the letters said, let's see highlights from the past shows. I wasn't thinking of the trip. Lord, it's a lot of work. You got to go back. You got to find the best stuff. You have to make room for it, but the team did it. We've got some great memories for you. It's our way of saying thank you. Thank you for being out there. Thank you for watching and writing week in and week out. We started, as I guess you know, as a regional show for BC only in October of '83. Our original intent remains the same today, to play the hits, the comers, the left fielders, try to play something for everybody. Interview the people who make the music, and above all else, don't take the whole thing too seriously. After all, it's only rock and roll. You won't see much of me tonight. The Bear and I are going to hunker down and party, so just join us, won't you? Oh, and before I forget, tonight we'll tell you how you could win a sensational prize from Tears for Fears. Also, and really important, this is your last chance to win one of 25 Tina videos from Sony of Canada featuring all of her hits from Private Dancer. The question is, name 3 male singers who've sung duets with Tina in the last 5 years. We'll give you our address later. But right now it's time for Party 100. Our very first interview was with Eddy Grant, who was hot at the time with Electric Avenue. We'll follow Eddy with Bryan Adams and Huey Lewis, and they are co-hosting visits to the show, plus a message to his fans from Corey Hart. Enjoy.
Electric Avenue come in. Was it the first thing recorded, or?
Electric Avenue was one of the first. It was the second track, actually, that I worked on. I Don't Want to Dance was the first.
That's amazing, because I Don't Want to Dance, it meant that that was the first track you sort of worked the bugs out on. But the track turned out really well.
I know.
Good track.
Yeah. Now, one time I used to make records for the Nigerian market because they love much longer records. I mean, I have a version of Say I Love You in Yoruba, which is 18 minutes long, and people dance that long.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, talking about the farm and whatever it is, and how's the children.
So how do you explain that to someone in New York or Toronto who only has 2.5 minutes in order to get your record on?
They haven't got quite so many children.
We're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue.
You've got really loyal fans.
Well,
really loyal fans.
I'm loyal to them as well, though. You know, it's good to be out there with them. It's important. You know, I don't think people can break records without being out in front of the public, and it's important. You got to be out in front of your people. Look, check them out. There they are.
Oh, yeah.
Right to Terry. Tell him how good he is. He needs all the beef he can get, really.
No. Because I got the letters back on the contest and having you come in, and all the letters say the same thing. They love you. They really like what you're doing, especially south of the border as well. So.
Thanks.
Hi, this is Corey Hart, and I just want to say to all my fans, I get a lot of mail from you out there, and a lot of times I don't read it because I don't have it in my hands, and my record company tells me I'm getting it, and so they have to send it in shipments to me if I'm in Japan or in Australia or somewhere. But I take great pride in you being my fans and supporting me the way you do. And I'm going to be on a Canadian tour in the springtime with the release of my second album, and I look forward to seeing you out there, and I appreciate everything that you've done for me, because I really feel that my Canadian fans were the first, and you'll always be real special to me.
Some of these tunes, had they been hanging around for years, or were they down and dirty?
How'd you know that, Terry?
I don't know.
Some of them had been, yeah. Bad as Bad was a tune I wrote many years ago that Dave Edmonds cut. Let's see, Heart and Soul was written by Chap, by Mike Chapman and Nicky Chin. Yeah. And Walking on a Thin Line was written by 2 friends of ours for a Vietnam documentary and asked me to sing the demo. And I fell in love with the song and convinced them to let us record it instead. The rest were actually written sort of 6 months to a year previous to the record.
When you say writing, did you walk in with a demo tape for the guys, or did you write them together?
No, typically, Johnny and or Chris write the music and I write the words. But I say typically because we really do all contribute to every facet. We're a real band in that sense. And so we all really do chip in. Billy and Sean, everybody does their sort of part.
You may have been asked this before, but I think it's an honest question. As you were laying them down and saying, this is great stuff, but did you know how great it was going to be?
Well, no.
You know, because you get too close to it, right?
Yeah, you have no idea, really. You know, you just work on it very hard and hope it's your best stuff. I felt it was our best record. It's the best record we've ever done. And I think we are still getting better. We became a better studio band, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And the two things, I think we've always been a good live band. But the two things are remarkably dissimilar. And because we produce ourselves, because we want to really keep the sort of feeling pure, you know, we try and literally as well as figuratively stay out of Hollywood. And so I think we got better at doing that, better at making records.
Welcome to... Tape. Welcome to Rockin' Tonight.
No. Good Rockin'.
Good Rockin' Tonight. He's blind or something.
Astro, it's big good rockin'.
Good. Welcome to Good Rockin' Tonight. I'm Astro.
And I'm Robin. We're from UB40.
Welcome back to Good Rockin' Tonight. I'm Terry David Mulligan, and this is a very special Show 100 featuring highlights of the past year and a half. So here we go with some more interviews and videos by Platinum Blonde's Mark Holmes, Boy George from Culture Club, Spandau Ballet, and Billy Idol.
How do you get people to get past the flash and get into the music?
Because a lot of it has to do with flash and crash Hollywood commercialism type. Now, we use a name like Platinum Blonde. I mean, you hear the name Platinum Blonde and you say, what's that all about, Hollywood? I mean, where they come from, you know? And basically, that's not what we're about. I mean, you pick up the cover and you say, hey, Platinum Blonde's a sneer at that kind of stuff, really, because we're not Hollywood at all. I mean, our music and our words is nothing like that. So that there's an image that they can follow. We all like to dress up and have a good time with fashion, but we don't let that lead us in any way. Our words, we take equally as much time in writing the lyrics as we do in making music. So many times the song can have a great hook line, but once you've got past the hook line and you want to listen to the words of the music, if they're just, hey, I love you, baby. Yeah. I mean, that's so many times you've heard that. And we just would like to do something different. I mean, we've tried singing I love you, baby, but it's just not, we can't do it as well as other people can.
My advice to anybody who wants to get cheap fashion, they should just rip up a dishcloth, you know, get your mother to make it. I mean, God, there's so many women around who can make clothes. You know, I mean, these shirts and things were made by some students today. I mean, I got some coats given to me today and yesterday from some fashion students in Canada. So, I mean, that's an example of what young people can do. You know, that's what should be encouraged. You should, you know, I mean, high street stores always rip people off. You know, don't go to stores. Go to your mother's linen cupboard and cut out the sheets.
Do you love clothes?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I'm not very materialistic, but I do buy a lot of clothes, but not really. I mean, I still argue over prices. I remember a couple of weeks ago in a store, there was a jacket which was £175 and I got the £75 off because I worked out how much it would cost me to have it made. And so I argued with the manager. And the girl in the store, she said, you know, you ask the manager, he won't give it to you. This really old guy. And I went up and said, I want £75 off. He said, okay.
Britain's got a really sort of heavy kind of youth cult. I mean, kids are sort of, I think, are much more aware of what's going on in Britain than a lot of other places, and they're very much into their own kind of cliquey organisations, for instance, skinheads and people like that. Yeah. And they kind of, the sort of clothes format, you know, sort of dressing up as a skinhead or a teddy boy, like in the 50s, was kind of his form or her form of identification. This was kind of me, and this was me showing off. And it was the music and the fashion went hand in hand.
Who do you represent? What segment?
You represent the kids of today.
It's just a contemporary thing. I see. It's not like a particular movement or a statement. It's a continually progressive thing that's in England. I think the most important thing, and the only way a band can survive, is they're always contemporary.
Is this all you want to do?
Yeah.
Tour?
Well, I don't know about touring, but I wanted to be in music for a long time. Yeah. And
I like playing rock and roll, and I've kind of fought to stay doing it, really. So, yeah, I'm happy what I'm doing.
Has anybody tried to channel you into doing something else when you were young? They wanted you.
Yeah, this manager I had trying to channel me out of doing rock and roll, but I kind of channeled myself back in, right? Yeah, it depends what. Well, my mum and dad wanted me to be something, I don't know really what they wanted me to be. An idiot, probably. But,
what would your dad do? What did he
kind of avoided that.
Did he work factory? Did he?
Nah, he's a salesman. Yeah. He's a salesman, really. But no, he used to talk to me about qualifications. I'm in the one business you don't need qualifications for, so I've kind of proved him wrong, I think. Proved myself right. I think that's kind of important.
Yeah.
You prove yourself right.
When did you start to make a charge for all of this? How old were you when you just said, that's it, I know exactly what I want to do?
I was 7 years old when I bought She Loves You by the Beatles. So I probably did it before then. I lived in the States when I was a little kid, lived in Long Island, right?
Yeah.
So I probably heard Elvis and Gene Vincent and Eddie Cochran, and I heard the Beatles, the Velvet Underground, all my life. Just love music. I like rock and roll, it's great. It's the only thing that ever set me
free. Good evening. We are Duran, and welcome to Good Rocking Tonight. Tonight. That's what I said.
Still to come, interviews with and videos by the Thompson Twins, Chrissie Hynde and the Pretenders, Hall & Oates, Tears for Fears, Ozzy, The Fix, Yes, Tina Turner, John Anderson of Yes, Dee Snider, and Duran Duran. Will also give you the Tears for Fears trivia question that will give you an opportunity to fly to Toronto, check into a top hotel, get $100 spending cash, find yourself with 2 front row seats for their May concert, and when you meet them backstage, you'll be wearing tour jackets courtesy of the band.